Hi guys, this is Film Recap, and this is the movie Inside. Nemo is a high-end art thief, is trapped in a New York penthouse after his heist doesn't go as expected. Locked inside with only invaluable things of beauty, he should utilize all of his guile and creation to survive. Art thief Nemo makes his way inside an empty, high-tech, posh penthouse in Times Square, New York, to steal some pieces of art, including a costly self-portrait. The owner and his daughter are away on a trip. Nemo is unable to find the portrait and is thus told by his friend on the radio to leave with whatever he can get his hands on. Since the security system was bypassed on entry, he has 7 minutes before the alarm goes off. Once done, he is at the main door, where he has to enter the activation code to unlock the door and leave. Unfortunately, the code entered is wrong and the system malfunctions. The alarms go off. The door in the balcony through which he came in closes and locks itself. The main door is also locked. The penthouse is sealed. Nemo's friend on the radio tells him that he is on his own and disconnects. The loud alarms force Nemo to reach up to the speakers and cut their wires, thereby silencing them. All connections are gone except the lights and the air conditioning that rises and falls with extreme temperatures. The malfunction has also cut off the water. Nemo is stuck inside. With no ready-made escape plan, he has to use his brain to figure out an escape route. There is not much food left, no water in the taps to drink. He has no control over the centralized air conditioning. He cannot even go to the balcony. All he has is a small pool inside the room, an aquarium with 2 exotic fish, and portraits that have been his hobby since he was a kid. He tries to carve into the wood of the main door, but finds that the inside is made of metal. The glass windows are thick and unbreakable. Wondering how to escape, he passes his days eating biscuits, raw fish from the aquarium, and dog food among other leftovers. As for water, he eats ice from the refrigerator, and when it runs out of ice, he collects water from the sprinklers in the small indoor garden. He also has to cope with the air conditioning, whose temperature fluctuates. It goes up to 42 degrees and then starts coming down to 2 degrees. He does realize within the first 20 minutes of the film that there can be a shaft up in the ceiling, over which there is the huge sconce. The rest of the film shows how he survives with little to no food and water while trying to reach the ceiling so that he can remove the sconce in his own makeshift way. But this will take time, and the realization that he is stuck begins to take a toll on him. A shot of his facial expression as he keeps staring at the air conditioning, which finally resumes blowing cool air instead of hot, seems as if he is staring up at the skies or at God, so to say. The television shows footage of the different CCTV cameras set up in the whole building. He has named the people he can see, like the guy at the reception and the girl who is the housekeeper. He dreams of them and even the owner who, ironically, tells him to make himself at home. The guy then gives a speech about humans being puppets, free will, fates, gods, and actions. All of these are somehow related to Nemo and his present condition. He is clearly a puppet in the hands of fate or God, which in this situation is technology. His free will is of no use, and his actions have been limited. He sees a portrait and finds a character in it that almost looks like him and represents the devil or Satan. An art lover, he creates his own work of art by collecting different things from the penthouse, like showpieces and the bolts of the sconce that he has somehow managed to unscrew, among other stuff. The latter he managed by piling up furniture until his hands reached the sconce. But the task wasn't easy. He broke his leg after losing his balance and falling. He had to make multiple wrenches out of wood that he had broken off the furniture. He tied a piece of wood to his broken leg to keep it straight. Piling up the furniture takes many days, as proven by the quantity of fecal matter that has accumulated in the commode and the bathtub. There's no water, so there hasn't been any flushing either. From all this, what we can gather is that his brain is trying to cope with the situation by otherwise unusual means. He makes friends with the people he sees on the screen, as well as a pigeon on the balcony, whom he asks to go get help. He draws on walls and makes art, and he dreams of talking to the owner of the portraits and the penthouse. The line that separates reality and imagination thus begins to fade. But even then, Nemo doesn't waver from his motive. That he is able to vent out what's in his mind in the form of screaming, singing, and yelling, basically reacting to the pain he is going through and the helplessness that's in him, is what perhaps keeps him from losing his sanity. At the end of the film, Nemo is able to unscrew all the bolts of the sconce on the ceiling and escape through the shaft. He leaves behind his 2 works of art, the smaller one made of the different showpieces and the larger one being the pile of furniture that he used to reach the sconce. There is also a 3rd work of art if we consider the pile of feces he left in the bathroom. The walls also have sketches that he made. He also leaves a note telling the owner how his penthouse needs to be destroyed. He sums up everything by saying that there can be no creation without destruction. This is true considering the pieces of art he created by destroying the furniture and turning the whole house upside down. His greatest creation was the escape route, and rightfully so. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe for more weekly content.